Manhattan streets never fully sleep, but tonight, an unsettling quiet hangs in the air. Snow drifts gently down, masking the grime and forgotten souls scattered throughout the alleys. Another homeless man disappears into the night, and no one notices. No one asks questions anymore. Raymond huddles on a street corner near Times Square, his hands shaking from the cold as he clutches a bottle of cheap whiskey. Life has left him broken. Once a dock worker, an accident left him crippled, tossed aside like trash. Now he survives on scraps and handouts. A van pulls up beside him, the engine humming softly in the quiet night. The window rolls down, revealing a man in a dark coat, a cigarette dangling from his lips. His face is stern, but his voice carries an unsettling warmth. "You look like you could use a hot meal and a bed," he says. Raymond eyes him warily. Offers like this usually come with a price. "Don't worry," the man continues. "There's a shelter upstate, private for people like you. 3 square meals, a chance to clean up, maybe even work if you're lucky." Hunger gnaws at Raymond's belly, and the sight of others huddled in the van, faces hollow with the same need, tips the balance. Against his better judgment, he climbs in. Hours later, the van rumbles to a stop in front of a decaying warehouse, isolated amidst a dense forest. The building looms ominously against the falling snow. The driver motions for everyone to exit. Inside, the warehouse is dimly lit by flickering fluorescent lights, the air thick with mildew and a faint metallic scent. A group of 20 homeless men and women stand together, eyes darting nervously. Raymond notices cameras mounted in the corners, a chill crawling down his spine. Something isn't right. A loudspeaker crackles to life. "Welcome, participants," a distorted voice says. "You've been selected for a special opportunity. Survive the night, and you'll leave here with $50,000 and a new life. Fail, and, well, let's just say, failure isn't an option." The doors slam shut, locking them in. Panic spreads through the group. Some pound at the doors, but it's useless. Then the lights dim, plunging the room into near darkness. Red lights flicker on, casting an eerie glow over a set of twisted carnival games, a shooting gallery, a ring toss, a high striker, and more. Raymond's stomach churns. These aren't games for fun. These are games of death. Fear seizes them as they realize they all wear matching blue jumpsuits, their names crudely stitched across their chests. The large steel doors groan open, and a tall man steps into the room, his demeanor calm yet unnervingly pleasant. His hollow cheeks and ink-black eyes make him seem almost inhuman. He holds a megaphone. "Welcome," his voice echoes, too loud in the cavernous space. "You've been given a chance for redemption, but only the strongest will survive." Murmurs ripple through the crowd. Fear and confusion mix. "Your first challenge is simple," the man continues. "Cross the red line at the far end of the room without being caught by our friend, Mr. Grin." An iron door creaks open, and a monstrous figure emerges, 7 feet tall, with a jagged grin carved into its face, eyes wild and unblinking. Mr. Grin's hands twitch with anticipation, his nails sharpened to deadly points. "Begin." Chaos erupts as the participants scramble for the red line. Mr. Grin moves with horrifying speed, grabbing the slowest and dragging them into the shadows. Their screams are abruptly silenced, leaving only a cold, unsettling quiet. Those who cross the line stand trembling, their faces pale, breaths ragged. "You've passed the first test," the man announces, his smile never reaching his eyes. "But the games have only just begun." Each new challenge pushes the participants further toward madness. In one room, they're handed crude, rusted knives and ordered to eliminate another contestant within 5 minutes. In another, they must traverse a slick beam suspended over a pit of razor-sharp spikes. With each passing game, the numbers dwindle. The survivors grow gaunt, hollow-eyed. Bonds of trust form, only to shatter in an instant as desperation claws at their sanity. On the final night, only 3 remain. They are led to the roof of the warehouse, where a bitter wind howls. The man in the suit stands before them, hands clasped behind his back. For the final game, only one will survive. Choose wisely. The 3 stare at each other, faces drawn with exhaustion and despair. The decision is inevitable. A struggle erupts, brutal and desperate. Blood stains the cold steel as they fight for survival. Minutes later, only one stands, gasping, trembling, hands stained red. The man in the suit claps slowly. "Congratulations, you've proven yourself," he says, his voice devoid of warmth. But redemption comes at a price. Before Raymond can react, Mr. Grin appears, his grin stretching wider, grotesque. The final scream echoes across the desolate countryside as the warehouse lights flicker and die.